commentary. We came to agreement that I would play through a bit of his games that he chose, and so I could commentate with you. So you'd have a buddy for commentary.
I'm so happy, man. Like, it's just good to have you. So you have played a little bit of this game?
Yes. If anything, I probably played too much of it. I've played multiple levels. It is really bad.
Okay.
It makes the other Simpsons games look good. I'm not going to spoil too much because I don't want the racers to be quote unquote spoiled.
Oh yeah, I'm wondering though, how would you say this is worse than Bart versus the Juggernauts?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, that's fine, Mike. Keep it that way because it's not good.
I generally do that for Simpsons games. You know, I have a taste for Kuso, including Western developed stuff, but you know, Simpsons is just not my thing. Most of the Simpsons games are just they're definitely bad, but with the exception of Virtual Bart, they're not like supremely awful. They're just either middling bad or just kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I think that they work really well for Kuso, but at the same time, there are some redemptive qualities, I think. You know, I played a lot of Bart versus the World when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of redemptive qualities, but you know, they have controls that work. They play at 60 frames per second, which I don't think this game upcoming does.
No.
Sometimes the controls are stupid, but generally they're at least semi-responsive-ish, which is definitely not the case in this game. Then again, I probably shouldn't talk too much because there's Bart versus the Space Mutant where you use the same button to run and jump. Or maybe that's all the NES Bart games.
That's all the NES Bart games.
Which
I love that the old NES Bart games have the same sound effects as Barbie for the NES. Not all of the same sound effects, but they were made by the same company. So every once in a while I'm playing Barbie and I'm like, that's a Bart sound effect, or playing Bart and it's a Barbie sound effect. It's just good stuff.
Well, you know, Bart and Barbie, they both start with B. They have the R sound at the beginning, you know.
It's true.
Lots of similarities.
The game that I want to play the most, the Bart game that I want to play the most, though, is not Space Mutants, Bartman meets Radioactive Man, whatever it's called. Because that one, I feel, is less known, but it's pretty trash. It's
that's also NES, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a solid Kuso choice, I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Oh, and by the way, one warning for Pesmerga's group. I might have helped Pesmerga choose his other round 4 game if it doesn't get vetoed.
Uh-oh. Mike.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, Mike, you scare me. In a good way,
Do I really scare you? With the likes of Dana and Jeff, am I really that scary anymore?
You're
I'm almost like a teddy bear at this point.
Yeah, you're like, everybody, we're going to have a Mike game, and everybody's like, oh, Mike, thank you. I appreciate it.
This is more playable than all that European computer stuff from the 80s.
Yeah, very true. Oh, geez. I know that we had someone rage quit the tournament because of European video games.
That was the Smurfs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Infogrames, you know. I didn't really know Infogrames before Kusogrand3, but now I know how infamous they are.
Oh my gosh. They're so bad. There's a streamer in Europe.
The other one is Titus, which is a French company, actually. So they're definitely part of the or I guess you could even call it a French gang, the French terrible duo.
It's definitely a French game, and it's definitely terrible.
All right, so Faizu's complaining Infogrames made some good games, bro. Now,
Well-
this might be true, Faizu, but I'm sure the ratio of good to bad is much worse than, let's say, a company like Capcom back in the 90s, Konami, and they made licensed games too.
Yeah, I'm thinking they did make Alone in the Dark. Infogrames.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of like the proto Resident Evil.
Yeah, it was the first, I think really the first survival horror game.
Are you sure it's not Toki and Hardest Difficulty?
I don't know if Toki came out before that.
Well, Toki, I want to say the arcade version was 89 and the Genesis version was 90 or 91. So I think it was before.
Okay, well, in that
Dark.
case, Toki wins as the first survival horror game.
Yes, Faizu, I definitely had to specify Capcom and Konami back in the 90s. And yes, Red Queen Belia, American games are no exception. I mean, just look at Bunch Games, the B-grade version of Color Games.
Oh my gosh!
Which are probably D-grade already.
That was hilarious, okay?
That was pretty hilarious.
I really enjoyed that game. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Oh, Moon
I kind of want to
Ranger.
try it just to experience how horrible the jumping is. Only for about 5 minutes or so, but still.
You know what? I do too. I want to try it out.
Hey, well, Brosencha subscribers, if you subscribe to him for 12 months or more, you can choose a game for him to play for an hour.
We're going to do a lot more of those streams as well. Once RPG Limit Break is done, I'll have time. And yeah, if you subscribe for 12 months...
Do you like the seg, by the way?
What's that?
Do you like the transition or the seg, by the way?
Oh yeah, it's great. Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for pimping me out there. I appreciate it. Oh, who's doing music for us, by the way? I forgot to ask. Pesmeliga.
That's for Pesmerga to answer. I can PM him real fast, though.
I can look through the groups as well, just to find out. Should you mute Garb? Yes, go ahead and mute. We do need someone to do game audio. I'm checking right now to see who it is, so no worries. We'll get it figured out. Scratch Dragon says that they can. Ooh, good. That's a good name, Scratch Dragon. Not a very fearsome dragon, just one that kind of, you know, makes you want to go get a rabies shot just to be sure. Okay, very nice. Let me turn down this beautiful music. Good old Atari Storm game. I don't know. I've never played it. But it has good music. Better than Wonder Rabbit, thank goodness. And let's hear the beautiful music on this Bark game.
Expect the screechiest versions of Simpsons tunes you've ever known.
Okay, checking with Scratch Dragon right now since they volunteered to do audio. I'd prefer to use them since they volunteered first if we can't get it.
Oh, and just FYI, there are 2 difficulties. They will be playing in difficulty 2, which is the harder difficulty.
Oh! I hear some audio. Okay. This is kind of spooky. Let me see. Okay, Green Z Sabers is already pretty much there, so I think we're going to go with them for audio.
Oh, so Green Z Saber is going to do audio now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's hard for people to adjust so that the audio is loud enough. Green Z Saber already has it set. We're good.
So am I safe to talk about the game now, or are we still waiting on runners to prepare, and are they still listening to you on stream?
Runners, pause/mute me right now, okay? Right now,
right.
or I will punch your buns.
So this is probably like the peak of the quality of the tracks. Like, you'll recognize the if you're a Simpsons fan from the 90s. Like I was, but it's just the most unbelievably screechy versions that you've ever heard.
This kind of hurts.
It does. It's already hurting right now, actually.
Wow. Okay, we are doing the countdown right now. Wish them the best of luck, everybody, because they are here to play for your entertainment. Yes, it's like old gladiators, except instead of having like actual exciting action, you had people like stabbing trees for an hour. Mike!
So the first thing about this game is that they're all skipping the intro, which is actually kind of a bad thing because it's not very clear what you're supposed to do, and the intro text in at least this stage, helps you like figure out what to do.
Sorry, this camera is already making me a little nauseous.
It's so bad. So, unlike every other game, which has a sensible, hey, let's put the main character in the middle of the screen, for whatever reason, they decided to go with pseudo-realism for The Simpsons, and whatever direction you're facing in is, where the camera's pointed towards. So, like, you have a great view of what's in front of you, but you can never see what's behind you.
Wow. Yeah, maybe this is a survival horror game,
Yes, it is. So, Garby was caught by the broom. If you're in any dark room, that broom is undodgeable, and it will just kill you repeatedly.
Really? It'll just...
Yeah, fortunately, there's a lot of continues in this game, but Garby needs to figure this out quickly, or else they'll game over really fast.
Come on, you useless fool. Try harder. Wow.
I honestly would have probably just restarted there, because they didn't make any progress. So, both Scratch Dragon and Cananophone are actually in the correct spot, which is the basement. What you need to do in this level is you need to collect the fuses, which are those flashing capsule things that look kind of like bad versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutagen, and then put them in the fuse box, just like Cananophone did.
Yeah.
And the donut that Cananophone collected is health. Now, there's something else you have to do down here, which is super not obvious. Do you see the pit to the right of Cananophone? He actually needs to fall down there if he wants to make any progress.
What?
Exactly. This game's so bad.
Okay, did you figure that out, though?
None of the goals make any sense. It's just completely nonsensical and stupid. And if they ever make it to the third level, they are in for a world of pain. and this first level is already a world of pain. It took me like half an hour to figure out this first level.
Okay. So, first level is doable, it's just dumb.
Andy, this is Simpsons, the Treehouse of Horror, Night of the Living Treehouse. Yeah, Night of the Living Treehouse. Yeah, and the first level is very dumb. It looks like Green Z-Saber's restarting. Maybe he game overed real fast.
Okay.
Which is actually not a bad decision.
Yeah,
in a game like this.
I'd say if you're just figuring things out, that's completely
even though
fine.
Yeah, so even though we're not very far in the game, I think Cananophone is ahead because he's the only one who's collected 2 fuse boxes. And Scratch Dragon died. And he died logically because he fell down the pit, checking what's down there. And if you just go straight down, you die. What you have to do is that you have to jump down and to the right. Now, maybe there's another way to access that area, but the only way I found out was by jumping through that pit. Nice. And it's really stupid because that pit contains a key that you need to make progress in the level. So, it's really dumb. It took me at least like 10 minutes to figure this out, or 15 minutes. And it's even more confusing because once you go the right path, For some reason, that that acid on the bottom,
Oh, yeah?
it rises up to the top of that pit, so you can't go back down there.
Why
Okay,
do you have
Banana
acid
Phone is
under your
definitely in the lead now because he has the key. It doesn't matter if he retries, because if you retry a stage, you will start back at the beginning of the stage with no progress.
Okay.
However, Banana Phone is definitely in the lead because he's the only one who's figured out that you need to jump down that pit.
Okay.
And I will say that is faster progress than I made, most likely.
Good.
I wasn't putting a timer to myself, but like I was just fumbling about figuring things out.
So how are we going to judge progress? Because this first level, it looks like it's sort of a collectathon with these
Yeah, so for the first
fuses.
level, do you see the 4 in the bottom right corner of the screen? That is how many fuse boxes they need to collect.
Okay.
So you can go by that. You can also go by the keys they collected, which if you saw Kanana's phone screen before he died, the keys were in the upper left corner.
Gotcha. Okay, I think fuses would make the most sense, at least for this stage. How many fuses have been collected / put into the fuse box.
So what's really funny is that I played 4 stages of this to make sure that I could at least cover most of the stages that players would go through. I could see players getting past the 3rd stage. I could also see players getting really walled by the 3rd stage. Or not even making it, possibly, because of how stupid this first stage is.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh my gosh, I'm just...
The one fortunate thing about this game compared to other Simpsons games, since Scratch Dragon just reminded me, the platforming is not as like tight and stupid as like some of the Simpsons games are. Because, for example, like in Virtual Bart, those pig levels where you had to pretty much be stepping over the platform to make the jumps. This game, the jumps are fairly forgiving as long as you're fairly close to the edge.
Okay.
And you might notice that Bart has a slingshot. It's so awkward to use because A, you can't use it in the air. B, it has that pause beforehand, so you have to like time it, and it's not instant. And C, it won't hit the rats if they're right in front of you because it has that arc. It's really, like I said, this game makes the other Simpsons games look good. Okay, so Green Z Saber has now caught up to Kanana Phone, and unlike Kanana Phone, he's not. Oh no, he's not trying to explore other parts. Kanana Phone does have the 2 fuse boxes this time, but he doesn't have the blue key, which he needs to make progress.
Yeah, it looks like Kanana Phone is going into the bathroom. Oh geez, they need to clean in here.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the frame rate does not get any better. So what's really confusing about this game is that once you set the fuse boxes, certain parts of the house are lit up. So that white broom that just spawns on top of you and just sweeps you to death is no longer there. But it's not obvious. Like, the game doesn't give you any signs that you should go up there. So they're just gonna have to figure that out on their own.
Okay.
Like I said, this level took me a very long time to figure out. Okay, fortunately, Green Z Saber also has got a 2 fuse boxes. I missed that he actually missed one. And he probably doesn't know this, but he actually wants to get out of here and go to the door with the blue key. And some other door that's lit up.
Yeah, he has
because then he can collect a fuse box and some other keys, and then put the fuse box in there, which lets him go through a door that was previously dark. It's really stupid, basically BS fetch questing.
Everybody loves fetch quests.
Like, this game has pretty much all the bad game design principles in it.
Yeah, but it's still, like, my stomach is still trying to get used to the way that the camera moves when you turn around.
You know what? You know what? Like, that perspective really annoyed me just because, stuff could hit you from behind and the like, but, like, I didn't get motion sick from it. But now that I'm looking at it, I could easily see someone getting motion sick from it.
Oh, yeah.
It's even worse because you can't crouch, but if you hold down, you'll just shift the camera downwards, so you could, like, just kind of rotate the control pad and just make someone super sick by doing 360 motions over and over again.
I mean, besides not spinning, the camera is basically Mohawk and headphone jack. Just no rotation.
Now all we need are CDs and, yes, rotations.
There might be CDs later on. We'll
That's true. I only passed stage 4.
Oh man, and this was made in the era where CDs were cool.
That is true. This game is 1999, 2000 or so. I mean, it's Game Boy Color, so it'd be late 90s, early 2000s, back when CDs were a thing. All right, so if you look at Green Z Saber's screen, you'll see that the keyholes on the doors are a slightly different color. And he wants to go through the door with a blue keyhole, if I'm remembering correctly. Because that is the only keyhole door that he can go through.
Okay.
He basically just wants to find the third fuse. Right now, I would say that it's hard to say because both Kananaphone and Green Sea Saber have made the same progress technically.
Yeah.
But Kananaphone did it first. However, Green Sea Saber is probably going to get the third fuse soon, and once he gets that, he'll be ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, and that's another annoying thing. You can spawn right in front of enemies. Like that vacuum cleaner did in front of Green Z Saber. There's worse ones though.
Green Z Saber has another key. That's good.
Yeah, so that's progress, and now he's in first.
Yep.
And now looking at Garby's screen, they also have a blue key and 2 fuses.
I think everybody has found the blue key.
Yeah. Ah, that's true.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, that is pretty fast. It's too early to determine placements now, but right now Green Z Saber is in the lead. Although he's going to find out that there is the white broom, and the white broom will just annihilate you with no iframes. You do actually have iframes normally when you hit in this game, but
he got through.
He didn't die. That is fortunate.
Okay, so I assume the number under hearts, that's how many lives they have left.
That is correct.
Okay.
How many hearts of damage you take is just relative to what enemy hits you. Normally, you take about 1 heart of damage per hit, but there is stuff that hurts you more, and there is stuff that instantly kills you.
Oh, geez, this is a masterpiece.
More like a disaster piece, but yes.
Oh man, I like it. Okay. Good stuff, Mike. Oh my gosh, flying books. Like, is this based off of any of the episodes of the Treehouse of Horror? Because those were great.
It's been so long since I've watched any Simpsons, and especially any Treehouse of Horror, I could not tell you. There might be more diehard Simpsons fans in chat, because I essentially stopped watching 1998, 1999, so I could not tell you.
Okay, G-Boost. I'm looking it up to see if I can find any information about this.
I mean, they had the credits at the beginning, and they had more than one tester, which shocked me because this game does not feel like a well-played tested game.
Okay, so apparently every level is based off of a different tale from the annual Treehouse of Horror. This one is Bad Dream House. And let me take a look to see.
Hey, well, the video game Raptor Boggle seems to have gotten it correct. I think this is very loosely based on the Bad Dream House from Treehouse of Horror 1.
Yes.
So Green Z Saber made some good progress, but he doesn't seem to realize that he needs to use the keys to get more fuse. Or he did. I just missed him collecting the fuse. That's very good. That means more parts of the house are lit up, and now he can go inside. It's either the keyhole door or at the end of that kitchen section he just came out of to get the final fuse box. And that definitively puts him in the lead.
Nice. Well, good.
However, the other players are doing pretty well, especially Scratch Dragon, who also has 2 keys.
Yeah, I'm thinking Kananaphone probably just needs to go try one of the doors, try getting in there. It looks like he's heading in the right way.
And Green Z Saber now has 3 keys, so
nice.
He has access to the whole house. And once he opens that red door, I'm pretty sure that's where the last fuse box is.
Okay.
And then once he sets that, or maybe he already got it. No, he didn't. That's why he's going back up the stairs. Then he can go to that one dark attic area where the white broom has been sweeping them to death, and then he just needs to hit that broom like a bunch of times, and then you complete the level because you'll be able to find Santa's little helper at the top of the attic.
That's pretty straightforward.
And for people wondering if the music gets any better, I wouldn't keep your hopes up. Like I said, you just expect the screechiest versions of the Simpsons tunes you've ever heard.
Yeah, I can believe that. So I got a
While
question.
Genesis might have had electro farts, the Game Boy definitely had like the ear-piercing screeches.
Yeah, it's the opposite of farts. What's the opposite of farts? I can't even think. Constipation?
A burp? Not really.
I don't know. Oh, I did get a question. Someone.
I think this could go in a very wrong direction, so let's mulligan this conversation and let's
good.
focus a little more on the math.
I can deal with that. I'm trying to think. I got a question asking, is there fall damage in this game, or are the hitboxes just bad?
So I don't know if there's fall damage for Bart's scenario. I don't think there is. But there's the fourth stage with Homer, there is definitely fall damage.
Okay.
And the second stage, there isn't fall damage because it's really weird. I'm not going to spoil it.
I'm looking at a review of this. Ever hear of the saying short and sweet? Well, this game has the same aspect, except you can change the sweet part to sad. If this game takes you more than an hour, I will be truly shocked. At most 45 minutes. Oh my gosh, Mike. They're throwing down the gauntlet right here. Let's just
45 minutes? Maybe they were playing in difficulty 1, because difficulty 2 is definitely not 45 minutes. I do have to say the runners are making good progress in level 1. Especially since, even after I quote-unquote knew where to go, it was still really confusing because a lot of the rooms look the same.
Yeah,
and I think Green Z-Saber collected the last fuse. So, good. And I think he might have even set it in place. So as long as he goes back to the attic, yep, and then you see the health bar, now he can actually fight the broom. And then once you fight the broom, you just go to the top, and then you collect Santa's little helper.
That's literally
now, the problem with fighting the broom is that you have to deal with how slow you are, how slow the slingshot is, and the broom can just kind of go wherever it wants.
The broom is pretty fast. Yeah,
it is. I will admit, when I first fought the broom, I did beat it first try, but I also got very good luck. So, there you go. Okay. And also, Hair Decay, at least this music loop is longer than the last game. Which probably repeated about 2,000 times, and it's not even exaggeration.
Oh my gosh, Air Decay, the last game. It was about 5 seconds of the same music.
Oh no, Green Z-Saber timed out. So yeah, this game actually has some semi-strict time limits. I usually didn't hit them because usually I died. I had to hit an objective, and then I would gain the time back. Not on purpose, just because this game is so crummy. Oh, and when it comes to like jumping on enemies and taking damage, if the enemy dies in one hit, it'll generally just disappear after you take damage.
Wait, Mike, is this an A to shoot, B to jump game?
Yes! The controls are so stupid, I forgot about that. The controls are reversed from every other game that you've played on the NES or Game Boy. I don't know why they violated the whole A is jump, B does something else control scheme that, you know, every single other Nintendo game uses, but this game doesn't. I actually had to switch the controls on my controller.
I think Green Z-Saber did just take fall damage, from what I was seeing.
Oh, yes, so you do take fall damage. So now that he's defeated the broom, all he has to do is climb up to the top. Except that's the wrong side of the top. He wants to go left and top.
Okay, yeah, he's almost there. I see a hand reaching up, trying to...
Yeah, the hands are really annoying, because you basically have to time it as
awesome.
Like in the later stage of spawning. And we're on level 2. Okay, so this level, you play as Maggie.
Oh, fun. Playing as a baby, what I always wanted.
Yeah, your favorite game.
Stupid baby games. No, seriously. Okay, actually,
okay,
Maggie's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, but Maggie has turned into a fly, so you get to fly around this stage.
Oh, now, yeah, I know what this one is based on. Yeah.
Now, what the text doesn't describe is that you're supposed to collect 3 computer chips, so the matter transporter will work at the end, and that you're supposed to hit a bunch of switches. And as you can see, the time limit is pretty short, and honestly, if you're doing this for the first time, you will probably run out of time if you don't die from something else.
Gotcha. This is...
I actually didn't find this stage very difficult. Like, I could dodge most things. It's just that knowing where to go is, just took a while to figure out.
Yeah, I can believe that. This is strangely close to the actual episode, by the way. Because Maggie did get turned into a fly, and you had to... I don't remember exactly what happened, but she looked like this.
Yeah. Now, Scratch Dragon is also very close to the end of the stage. He actually reached Santa's little helper, but hasn't defeated the broom.
Yeah.
So, Scratch Dragon is probably very confused as to what's going on.
Yeah, why do you have to kill the broom? I don't know.
Because this game...
Wasn't Bart the fly? Actually, you might be right. Maybe they're just like, we'll not have Bart in this one.
Okay. There is something unfortunate Green Z Saber is missing. He did pass by a switch, and you need to hit all 5 switches to beat this stage. That took me a while to figure out. In fact, I might have asked Pismerga about it, although I probably would have figured it out anyways after I did a more thorough look-see of the stage, but,
So, it turns out that we do have our next game, and it's Biker Mice from Mars for the DS.
Oh, boy.
I have no idea how I'm going to capture this, but okay, we're doing it.
Hopefully you only need one screen.
Well, we'll figure it out, okay?
And, of course, this is a Dana pick, because, of course, Dana would pick something that the company he used to work with.
Oh, it's a one-screen game. Perfect. Okay. Nice.
So let's see if... Okay, there's something unfortunate. Green Sea Saber, A, doesn't have 3 chips, and hasn't figured out that he's supposed to hit the switches.
Yeah,
I just kind of hit them because they were there, and then it took me a while to figure out where the 5th one was. But once I figured that out, I beat the stage.
Yeah,
the other thing is, as you can see, this stage has a fairly strict time limit, and he's already burned through over half of it. You only start off with 3 minutes in this stage.
Well, I'm just looking. The switches definitely look like switches, so I think he's going to figure it out eventually.
I think he will, too. I mean, he's done a great job in all the other races, so I don't see why this is an exception. So, unfortunately, it looks like Scratch Dragon game overed, and they're trying to take back progress. Yeah, and I think they actually death abuse to shortcut a bit.
I'm not too surprised.
Which is actually a good idea. Yeah, like I said, this stage took me a while to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was half an hour, but it felt like half an hour at least. I wasn't being very strict.
Yeah, this game seems to do time travel, specifically makes time last a lot longer than it really does. Because holy cow, this game is kind of a pain.
Oh, definitely.
Green Saber figured out the switch.
He has. The problem is he needs to hit all the other switches, or else this theme, he won't be able to get past it, as you can see right there. However, that green glop that comes out of the pot will still be there as he tries to pass through it.
Okay.
Even once you've hit all the switches.
Yeah, it looks like Green Z Saber is probably going to take death here. Not a huge deal. I'd probably actually die sooner rather than later, so I have more time to do things.
I would just try to find all the switches I could before timing out.
As long as they stay flipped.
Yeah, he's also missing one computer chip.
Dang it, where's the chips?
And despite Scratch Dragon game overing, it looks like he's doubling back down on progress. So that's good.
Oh my gosh,
the thing is-
Quexel. Yeah, he's definitely familiar with one of the images in here. Mista Supakaru. I believe it's the Simpsons box. The box with Homer's face
It's
on
Sparkaloo, that cleaning product.
it. Yeah. Oh, that means Mr. Sparkle.
Yes.
See, I know Japanese, Mike. Okay?
Oh, you're very fluent. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the most important Japanese word. They use it all over the place. Everything is sparkly clean in Japan. Oh. So, you know what? I'm looking at this. I'm trying to think, is this worse than all of the other Simpsons games I've seen? On NES, I would say that this is worse than all of the NES games, but we've had some other Game Boy games for The Simpsons.
Oh, that's probably true. I have included Game Boy, which is just a junkyard.
I'd say that this is worse
It's
than
just
Camp
a garbage
Deadly,
dump. It's a landfill.
but Bart versus the Juggernauts, I might still say it is worse than this. Virtual Bart,
I have not played it.
Virtual Bart is probably worse.
Yeah, Virtual Bart, I will admit, is probably worse than this. Like, at least you can make progress in this game consistently.
I've beaten like 2 or 3 of the minigames in Virtual Bart, Mike. Okay?
I almost beat the dinosaur one. That's about it. but I only tried for like 15, 20 minutes.
I mean,
So,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's
I think I tried the tomato game a couple of times, and I think if I played it enough, I could get good at it, but why would I waste my time doing that?
to say that you've done it, man. To dream the impossible dream. Okay? You can
And
be
then go to the second
Bart
stage, and then just get frustrated at that one.
Dude, you can be like the Bart Simpson's Don Quixote here, okay? Just a master of the impossible.
Alright, so Green Z Saber has all the stuff he needs to beat this stage. Because, as you can see, the light switches are no longer trying to shock him, they're just kind of bobbing back and forth, which is something that really confused me when it first happened. And I think he's going to eventually figure this out, that he could beat this stage. But I was just as confused as he was when it came to initially beating this stage. But this stage is a lot shorter and easier than the first stage. Like, once the runners get past the first stage, I think they'll get through the second stage pretty quickly. I don't think Green Sea Saber actually has figured it out yet. I don't think he's noticed that the steam is gone.
The Scratch Dragon is getting close to beating the stage again. Kananaphone as well. Guard,
Yeah.
Actually, all of them may be moving on to
Yeah, all of them are
stage 2
making
soon.
good progress, and they have more than one life, so they won't game over if the broom kills them or something like that. which is good, because if you game over, you lose all progress in this.
And Green Z Saber is on to stage 3.
Okay,
I'm
this stage is so bad. So, like, you know me, I like running guns and top-down shooters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a top-down shooter where you have to hit everything at least 5 times. Because that's this! And there is actually a trick to this stage.
Oh,
And the
geez.
trick is, despite what the text says, and it took me like a couple of lives to figure this out, is to just ignore everything in the stage and just charge on and try to collect the tomatoes or whatever those those bags with the red stuff are as you make progress, because they do way more damage than your default gun. And then just pelt the bosses with your tomatoes or whatever.
Odds Marge. Okay.
But let's see if the racers can figure this out. Because if the racers actually like try to shoot everything or treat this like an actual like, you know, top-down shooter running gun,
They take
they
so many
will
hits.
be in for a world of suffering. Yes, exactly. That's why this stage is so awful. Among other things. You know, your hitbox being big, it being really hard to aim.
Green Z Saber's like, let's just dodge everything. Okay.
Okay, he learned much faster than I did.
Time to fight Apu.
So because he doesn't have the tomato, he dies in like 3 or 4 hits if you have the tomatoes.
Oh, really?
And without the tomatoes, yeah, you just have to kind of juke and jive and.
But
all
he did
this
well.
stuff. He did very well.
Very nice. Oh, jeez. This is
and there's no
stressing me out.
checkpoints in it, which is even more reason why you should rush it. Oh, he didn't collect the bag. He probably thought it was the background item, which is a very fair assumption to make because it doesn't look like it stands out in any way, shape, or form.
Quick information, Scratch Dragon is moving on to Stage 2, taking second at the moment. Cananophone and Garb just trying to fight this broom.
Yep. So far, Garb has made more progress. Unfortunately, Garb died, but...
Very upset about
Cananophone
brooms.
fell. That's actually really bad, because if he takes one more hit, or one more hit now, he will actually game over.
Oh, no. Yeah, game over
really
at this
bad.
point would be rough. Oh, so one actually
Green
means none.
Z-Saber is fighting the Mo in the manhole covers, and this fight is just so bad. It's really not fun.
But he did pretty good.
Yeah, he's actually doing really well.
Doing this
way faster than I did it. So I can definitely see Green Z-Saber getting farther than I did after about an hour or so.
Nice.
Because after I got up to the 5th stage, I was just like, I'm done with this game. And it's really funny because he's actually dodging the power-ups. Like, maybe he thinks they're a trap, or he just doesn't think they're anything at all.
Is that supposed to be Seymour Skinner? He barely
Yes, that
looks
is
like
Principal Skinner.
Seymour! Yeah, Green Z-Saber is kind of surprising me with how good they are at this.
Yeah, he's making great progress. But it looks like Scratch Dragon is also making good progress. Let's see if they figure out the switches. Oh, yeah, they figured out the switches instantly.
Yeah,
so
that's gonna
they might be able to make up a little bit of time
Yeah.
if they get through this stage in their first or second life.
Yeah, getting through in one life would be significant.
Yeah. Yeah, so, okay, Green Z-Saber made it through Principal Skinner. After Principal Skinner, there's actually no one else to fight until you get to the very end. And unfortunately, Green Z-Saber just wasted all the good ammo.
Oh, no.
But that's fine. I think you can't have the good ammo for the next boss anyway.
Oh.
If I'm correct.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, I think Green Z-Saber made it.
Krusty.
Yeah, Green Z-Saber figured out that you just don't want to bother with the zombies. They figured this out very fast. So this boss is horrible
Holy crap,
because you have this really weird three-way gun, and he throws this three-way pattern of maracas that can be really hard to dodge. The trick is to actually just... That's really bad, because now he has to do the whole stage over again.
Mm-hmm.
I think you actually do checkpoint Krusty if you die on him. Yeah, you do. But if you game over, then you just have to restart the whole stage.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, so Scratch Dragon actually made amazing progress through the fly stage. Better than Green Z-Saber. The problem is he missed a computer chip, so he has to backtrack. And the problem with the computer chips is that they're all in the first half of the stage.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what Green Z-Saber did. Oh my gosh. Cananophone did get a game over. They're going to have to go through the whole first stage again. Garb fighting the broom, or trying to shoot the dog.
So,
Don't shoot
Green
the dog!
Yeah, Green Z-Saber has figured out the tomatoes. As you can see, the tomatoes are way stronger than your normal shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the guy that played Troy McClure, Phil Hartman, was unfortunately killed in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
So they retired the Troy McClure character once he passed away.
Yeah, I do like Troy McClure, though. He was a classic character.
He was a good character.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very unfortunate that Phil Hartman passed away. Yeah.
Wait, does
But
Troy
now
McClure... Oh, go ahead.
Green Z-Saber is actually making really good progress because he figured out the trick, which is to just barrel past everything and then collect the bag of tomatoes to wreck the bosses. On
to Krusty again. That was quick.
It looks like Scratch Dragon timed out, but hopefully he'll find the last computer chip and then make a beeline for the end of the stage.
Yeah.
Once he finds it.
Oh, there's the chip!
All right. Awesome.
Just gotta dodge the bee.
The Krusty fight, if you look at Green Sea Saber's screen, is just really bad because he throws the maracas in this three-way pattern, and if he throws them sideways like at Green Sea Saber, it's really hard to dodge them because it's just really hard to find a gap in between the maracas. The trick is actually just to try and follow him, and to just aggressively follow him, and then as he throws the maracas at you, if he throws them in a sideways pattern, you just walk past him, so that you just dodge the sideways pattern completely. And then if he throws them in a straight spread pattern, which is easier to dodge, then you can just dodge in between two of the maracas. And I will 100% admit, just to make some progress in this game a little faster, because I probably burned at least like 3 or 4 lives in Krusty. I just made a save state here to just make progress, because I was like, I don't feel like game overing.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I mean, I'm not stuck in this race, so why have to suffer as much as them? I'll take light suffering, not deep, heavy, existential. Why am I playing Simpsons crap license games that no one cares about anymore? Suffering.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just really enjoying this right now. It's being a pretty tight, lead, or pretty strong lead for Green Sea Saber. Scratch Dragon has a solid second. Kananaphone and Garb are the ones who are battling.
Although it looks like Green Sea Saber is figuring out Krusty. He's actually going to beat him unless something disastrous
happens.
Yep, he got it.
Wow. Time to write down a password. I don't know if anybody else is writing down the password. Probably not too important, to be honest.
Yeah, the passwords I don't think are that important because you have so many continues.
Vlad all over.
It doesn't help writing them down.
Scratch Dragon is on to the shooter as well.
Yeah. So let's see how quickly Scratch Dragon figures out to just skip the zombies. Because that's going to play a big part. And also, if Scratch Dragon discovers the value of the red, what looks like a bunch of red seed on the ground. So yeah, this is the Homer level. Homer has a crossbow that works like Bart's slingshot, which is barely at all.
Works is a strong word for that.
Yeah, it is slow. Has a delay. It also shoots in an arc. So if there's a rat, the rat has to be in a very specific spot if you want to hit the rat. And you take fall damage. And it's more pronounced in this level because there's a lot of vertical platforming in this stage. The other thing about this stage is that the trick is, and you'll see this eventually, I mean right now Green Sea Saber is just exploring, is that what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to hit switches. And then once you hit a switch, a gate nearby opens up, and you need to go through the gate. If you don't go through the gate quickly enough, then the switch will deactivate, and you need to hit it again to open the gate.
Oh yeah, and he had a big fall. Yeah, there's obviously fall damage in this level.
Okay, I think Scratch Dragon has definitely figured out the tomatoes.
Yes.
Although Mo is giving him some problems, and I don't blame him because it's a really stupid fight.
Yeah, taking a death right here wouldn't be the worst thing. It would give more lives for Krusty later on.
That is true, and you really want lives for Krusty. Yeah, he's just having trouble figuring out how to dodge the patterns. I would be less obsessed with that and more obsessed with just staying in the spot where you can hit one of the 2 back manholes straight on. And then that also puts you in an angle so you can hit 2 other manholes.
Hey, Kananaphone is on to stage 2. Very nice.
Huzzah!
Okay, Scratch Dragon did... No, currently facing Seymour.
Red Air Mercer, what are you talking about? These graphics look primitive. or amateurish sprite design at best. The sound is all ear piercing. This game just looks bad, and it runs at a bad. It just like doesn't run very smoothly.
Oh yeah. I would say this is not necessarily a good game.
Yeah. And the thing is, Brosentius. Oh yeah, so here's a really stupid part of this level with Green Sea Saber. You have to outrun this gas. If the gas reaches up to your head, you just lose a life.
Oh, so
let's see if he falls for this trap. No, he doesn't.
Oh no!
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
This game's gonna be the new Donkey Kong Country, okay?
But yeah, this game is pretty awful. I have played it. So, it looks like we're about 40 minutes in, I want to say. I'm using the multi-twitch, so...
yeah, we are close to the 40-minute mark. Oh, Green Sea Saber!
So I could see Green Sea Saber beating this stage. I could also see Green Sea Saber getting stuck here because the solution to the boss is very stupid. But he seems to figure things out quickly, so...
Oh yeah. Come on! Oh my gosh, you almost have to play this part perfectly in order to get through.
Yes, you do. Like, you can't really waste any jumps.
He wasted one jump and is luckily still alive, so...
Yeah.
Looks like you've got one jump to spare, and if you lose it, that's too bad for you.
Okay, good. You didn't try jump left. I didn't try that, but, like, you definitely won't make that jump if you try to jump left. And it stops right there, and now he makes it. Fortunately, there's no other parts in the stage that are like that.
Good.
So he made it through what's probably the worst part of the stage. Unfortunately, it's not like the rest of the stage, which is much more fun or better. Oh, by the way, those arrows are really hard to dodge. The best way to dodge those arrows is just to go to the left and hide in one of the trenches.
Yeah, that's what
I'm kind of shocked Green Z Saber didn't take the donut. That's not a trap or anything. Although maybe his Kusou sense is like detected a trap because, you know, so many of these games are trolly. But yeah. No, that's actually just a donut right there.
If I needed the health, I would probably give it a shot. If I didn't need the health, I would probably avoid it. No, I'd still get it, honestly. I'm one of those people who will get it even if I'm gonna die. Which is bad because I play roguelikes, and whenever there are tons of good items in one spot, you're always going to get hit by something and probably die. And so,
that's
yeah,
fair.
Those traps are made for me because I'm always going to get caught. Every single time. Scratch Dragon is on to Krusty. Yeah, he's making some pretty solid progress right now.
Scratch Dragon is making good progress. I don't know if he'll catch up to Green Z Saber, but if he figures out Krusty pretty quickly, which he actually seems to be, he seems to be getting the strat of walking towards Krusty, and then if he shoots to the side, you just walk past it. And if he shoots straight, then you just go in between.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, this is actually really impressive. So... And also, even if he does die, he still has 3 more lives. And once you learn the fight, it is a lot easier. It's just a very annoying fight to get the hang of, and it takes a ton of hits to kill him.
Yeah, he's pretty strong here. Muraka...
Well,
I almost called him Kirby. It's Krusty.
Well, he has a pudge. He's a bit round, so
he is a bit.
And he has the purple shirt. Big resentment. And Scratch Dragon is on stage 4.
Oh yeah, Scratch Dragon's starting to catch up.
Starting to catch up, and there is a non-zero chance that you catch up because this stage is very non-linear. Well, not non-linear, but like it's very confusing. And if Green Z Saber misses a gate or something, he could lose a lot of time just trying to reactivate the gates and everything.
Yeah, not only that, but like
he's also on his last
life.
Yeah.
Whereas Scratch Dragon has 4 lives going into this.
Alright, so it's worth noting where Green Z Saber is. Oh, that's really brutal. Oh, so that's what I said about the switches. You have to go fast enough. And there's one switch at the end of the stage where you basically have to speedrun it to the end. See, the mistake that Green Z-Saber is making is that he doesn't really need the donut, but he collected it. Yeah, he's going to reset the switch, which is a smart idea. What he doesn't know is that as long as you pass by the switch, you've reset it. Like, you don't have to wait for the switch to, like, go back in place.
I'm glad that at least the first switch, it makes it pretty obvious that the door is going to open when you flip the switch. It's right next to the door, so like some of the games have certain good mechanics, and that's a small teaching mechanic there.
Yeah, at least there's that. Alright, so let's see how Scratch Dragon does with the green gook. It's very possible they'll die because, well, it's stupid.
Oh, jeez. It's touching
This part's always close. The problem is he's high jumping on all the platforms, and you don't have to high jump on all the platforms. But he... Okay, hopefully he doesn't fall for this pit. Okay, he doesn't.
Okay.
He might make a first try.
Wow.
Don't want to make any assumptions, though. But this jumping all the time strat seems to be working out for him. I will say this, the racers have definitely made better progress than me.
Wow, that was nice. First try, Scratch Dragon.
Yeah, first try. That is really good. That is GDQ clapworthy.
Yeah. Yeah. We sometimes have some of those moments, and that was amazing.
An actual clutch moment in Kusogrand3 that if you clipped, it would not be because the game is being blatantly unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kara's 19, you can actually hold down to look below you, but you only look a very small distance below you.
That's nice.
And it's sometimes helpful, but not often. Oh, so Green Z-Saber is stuck at the part where you have to hit a switch and you basically have to speed run it to the gate.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, and I have no clue how to deal with these knives.
It's totally closed. Yeah, he's dead. Knight's like, I'm gonna stab you real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... While Green Z-Saber's ahead, this is not a good spot for him to be in because he is on his last life.
The bat! Oh, the bat killed him! No!
Yeah, so bats are the one exception in this game. Most enemies, if they die in one hit, they'll just disappear after you get hit. But bats never disappear, so you have to always dodge them.
That opens up the chance for Scratch Dragon to take
except Scratch Dragon is having a little trouble with this section, which is not surprising because this is a very, very trolly section.
Yeah.
And it looks like Kananaphone is on stage 3 and has also learned the strategy of skip all the zombies.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
It is.
Professionals do it all the time.
Yeah, and it looks like Garby might make it past the broom.
Okay.
Which is also good. Progress is always good. As Brosencha says, you should cheer on all the runners.
Oh, yeah.
Including the underdogs.
It's like Garb is still in this, depending on how the next level goes.
Unfortunately, it looks like Scratch Dragon died. So that definitely impedes his progress a bit. And it also brings him down to 2 lives, which also makes it a little bit dangerous for the next couple of sections.
Oh, yeah. Those arrows.
Those arrow hitboxes are so stupid.
It's so
like
dumb.
I said, I think you can jump over them. Like, I think I did it once, but it's so hard to do. You should just, walk left, just hide out, and then let the arrow pass. Yeah, the swords are also troublesome to deal with. It looks like Scratch Dragon made it, though, so that's fortunate.
Okay, good.
And still has 2 lives, which is better than 1.
Mm-hmm.
But this is... It's not impossible to make back progress if he somehow dies really fast, but it's going to be really difficult. So this is... While this might not be his last try, he definitely wants to make the most out of this try that he can.
And he's got a lot of work to do.
Oh, he just took a really bad fall.
Really?
Yeah, he has to. So you know that climb and walk through the ramparts that he just did.
He has to do that again.
Yes, because if you don't hit that switch on the right before falling down, you don't make any progress. I don't think he's quite aware of where he is because the castle looks so samey.
He took a death though.
Okay, I think he's checkpointed where he was.
Nice.
So that's good. Let's see if he can figure it out this time because he wants to fall off to the right so he can get that so he can get the switch.
So we're just about at 10 minutes left. As a quick recap, so everybody knows, Green Z-Saber is currently in the lead, but not by much. Scratch Dragon in second, Cananophone in third, and Garb in fourth. Garb is in stage 2, Cananophone stage 3, Scratch Dragon and Green Z-Saber stage 4. So, Scratch Dragon does have the chance to pass Green Z-Saber if they're able to use this last life to the best of their ability. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully Scratch Dragon can make the most use of this final life. I won't say it'll be impossible to catch up if Scratch Dragon dies, but it'll be very difficult. And that's great that Garb made progress and seems to be figuring out the switches very fast.
The
unfortunate thing is that Garb doesn't have any computer chips, and they'll probably find that out the hard way.
Oh no!
And Dana, about the Hunchback. So you're actually supposed to defeat Vampire Burns. So maybe there's a Hunchback theme to it, but it's more of a vampire slaying theme, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It's also not... Like, when they said Hunchback, I was thinking, like, Super Hunchback for the Game Boy. But no, it's probably a different Hunchback they're thinking about.
Probably. Like, the actual story.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like... Scratch Dragon is making good progress. And I think he'll actually catch up to where Green Z-Saber was soon. The question is, will he be able to get any farther? And that really just comes down to opening the gates.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to see what happens right now. Oh no, Scratch Dragon.
No! Why did Scratch Dragon go back?
I think that's where he thinks he came in.
Oh, actually, I think that is where he came in. Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. This stage confuses me. I don't know. As it is, Green Z-Saber still in first. Actually, I don't think so, because you have to be above to hit the switch. Like, you can't really backtrack much in this stage, so...
Maybe that whole room was a troll. Or in order to go into this next room.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. This might be where Green Z-Saber was? I'm not sure. The problem is I played this game enough to vaguely recognize, like, the progress you're supposed to make, but I don't remember enough to, like...
Scratch Dragon playing it safe, and I think that's a good idea.
That is a very good idea. Scratch Dragon is on his last life. And, I remember this section. So this section is you need to hit the switch, go back to where you came from, which is why it's so confusing. And then after this, he needs to walk immediately to the left and go through the next door.
Okay, I think he's figured it out. Oh no, it closed.
He just needs to hoof it. Yeah. No! Why did he do that? He just cut off his progress.
He's gonna have to do this whole
at the
gauntlet
exact same
again.
point where Green Z-Saber was.
Oh my gosh. Like, he can still do this. That is really frustrating.
Yes. But I think he's at least figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh, or there might be another switch in the bottom. I can't remember. Okay, that's fortunate he killed the bat. because the bat is really annoying.
Yeah, nobody likes those bats. Okay. There is a door over here and a sentinel dude. Oh my gosh.
Just jump over it. You can't kill them. Or get hit.
Yeah,
that
I think.
Works. But the thing is, when you get hit by one of those, they go away. So that's the fortunate part.
I think Scratch Dragon has to do this whole section again.
Yeah, I think he has to like retry the entire process. Fortunately, he made the jump. That is actually a really difficult jump to make.
Yeah. He's got enough health to do it. I've got faith.
That's really unfortunate because if Scratch Dragon just pressed up through that door, and I don't know why Scratch Dragon didn't hit up because just seems like what you're supposed to do. They would have been ahead.
Yeah, we'll see how they do here.
Yeah. But at least he is at full health. The only thing is now Green Z-Saber is a little bit ahead of him in terms of progress through this other area, so he might make it make progress before Scratch Dragon does.
There's a very good chance there, yeah.
But they're still fairly close. So, and the thing is, the big thing is figuring out the boss. And the solution to the boss is very stupid. Although, they seem to be better blind racers than me, so they'll probably figure it out faster than I did. Which took me a couple minutes. I mean, I'm just being real here.
Yeah, that's fair enough. They're pretty good at doing this blind race stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like putting on the blind races, but I definitely do not do well.
Yeah, I'm not that great at them either. As I figured out this Kusogrand3.
Oh no! Green Z-Saber missed the switch!
Oh, that stinks.
This is a good game, and took fall damage.
Yeah, because why not? Okay, this room really stinks. There's a bat flying around here somewhere, and once you hit the switch, you really have to rush it, if I remember correctly. And I can't remember if this is the final room with the boss in it. I don't think it is.
Okay, Green Z-Saber just gonna hop. Oh my gosh. Gotta make
it. Okay, Green Z-Saber is like a couple of seconds ahead of Snap.
Yeah, this is really close. They're both in the same area. But Green Z-Saber has 4 lives, very little health. Scratch Dragon has 1 life, a medium amount of health.
Yeah, but Green Z-Saber is still in the better spot because Scratch Dragon dies. He's done so.
It's GG at that point.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way they can make up progress. Oh, yeah. This bat.
Wow.
Okay, Scratch Dragon's ahead.
Nice. Onto the boss?
Yes, they are on the boss. So here's the thing about this boss. What they will notice is that their weapons are taken away. What you have to do you see those boards?
Well,
you have to jump on those boards to let the sunlight through. This took me a couple of minutes to figure out. Oh, and Burns just kills you instantly. So there you go.
Scratch Dragon.
Scratch Dragon. Now here's the thing. Scratch Dragon made it there first. If Green Z-Saber does not figure out Burns within 3 minutes, then Scratch Dragon will win because he made it here first.
Yeah. This is...
But the thing is, I have some faith in Green Z-Saber to figure it out. But the thing is, that's the big thing, is that before you figure it out, you have no clue what to do because they take your weapons away in this room. You can't even kill that bat right there. And it makes no sense because there's no reason why you wouldn't have your crossbow. It's so stupid. It's such bad game design. Oh, he might get caught again. Okay, he doesn't get caught. Yeah, okay. And he's doing what I did, trying to go to the right, make some progress. And he's probably confused as to what to do, like I was. So, if he doesn't make any progress, he's in second. But if he just jumps on one of those brown boards above him, he will be in first. But he's on his last life. So if he doesn't... if he doesn't figure it out on this life, and he only has to break 1 brown board, because that would be a slight bit of progress ahead of Scratch Dragon. Like, he doesn't have to defeat the boss in this life. He just has to figure out the solution.
He just needs to figure out one, and he will move into the lead. Now, Greensy Saber has pretty much been in the lead the whole time.
And Cananophone is very puzzled over the hitbox.
No! Greensy Saber, that's close. Game over.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he almost jumped on it too! That's so
It was
horrible.
So close!
Oh, that's so bad! That means Scratch Dragon's in first.
Yeah, Scratch Dragon is going to take the victory.
Second. And Cananophone's frustrated over Krusty because, yes, it's a really stupid fight.
Yeah.
Because this game is just awful. And the only redeeming qualities I can say is that it has more colors than the Game Boy games.
Oh.
So, Brosentia,
yes.
I know I might have taken this match a little too seriously, especially for a Simpsons game, but this was actually a really good match.
I really enjoyed this. Having a lead change right near the end is always exciting.
So that means, even though it's not quite time, that means Scratch Dragon is in first, Green Saber is in second, Cananophone's in third, and Garby is in fourth.
Yep. We are super close to time running out. You know, the music wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still pretty trash, but...
Yeah, I think after Guardman or whatever that was, this sounds pretty great, because the music loops are longer than 6 seconds, and there's multiple tracks.
Yeah, multiple tracks. Oh my gosh. I can handle any music if you have multiple tracks.
Yeah. So, did you hit the timer?
Yeah, I hit it perfect, Mike.
Oh, I'm sure you did, as you always do.
Every single time, man. But that's it. That's time. The match is over. We are done. Oh, and yeah, it's pretty clear. Scratch Dragon, right in the last few minutes, took the lead and took first place. Greensy Saber almost got it back, but not quite. Taking second. Cananophone third. Garb fourth. Wow, this was intense. Mike, thank you for laughing along the way as well. Oh man, and thank you, Pesmerga, for choosing this game. Yeah, we wouldn't have... I didn't even know this game existed, okay? So, yeah, Mike, what do you think? Is this something that you would recommend that anybody go try and play, or is it just too bad for enjoyment?
I think some people could get enjoyment out of this. If they had, if they play the Simpsons games as a kid or have a perverse enjoyment out of those games, they can enjoy it. I can tell you that the Homer stage is just as clumsy as all the other stages. And now that they've actually seen the game, they might actually, they won't have so much trouble figuring out stage one. Because stage one is such a roadblock. It's not clear what you're supposed to do. I'm just really shocked they figured out falling down the pit so quickly.
Yeah, they did.
Because it's so unintuitive. In fact, more than unintuitive, it's counterintuitive and incredibly stupid, especially if you fall down the first time, which is very common because why wouldn't you just fall straight down if there's nothing else to do?
I know, right? Yeah, pit